Welcome to Los Pasatiempos Lección 4. In this lesson, you will learn to talk about the different sports, places, and pastime activities that you do alone or that you do with your friends. You will also record a video on Padlet about a sport that is very not common in Hispanic countries and your own pasatiempos. So if you need more instructions about this, please go to our Padlet. In this lesson, you will also learn how to use the verb ir and how to answer to the questions ¿a qué horas y con quién? Let's start. ¿Qué te gusta hacer? What do you like to do? El pasatiempo, the hobby. El videojuego, the video game. We also have different activities like for example nadar, to swim, and for that we have the questions that I was mentioning before as a qué hora and con quién, that those are the two questions that we are going to learn. So a qué hora vas a nadar? ¿Con quién juegas el videojuego? These questions can help you to describe the activities and at what time do you do these activities and with whom you do these activities that are going to be very helpful, especially for your portfolio. Also, we're going to learn el presente del verbo ir, the present of ir. So these are the forms that you know, the regular forms of ir: yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, ellos van. Now, this verbo ir is going to be used for both describe the future tense, as in English, I'm going to drink like a martini, let's say, yo voy a beber un martini, but also it's going to talk about places, like I'm going to the restaurant, yo voy al restaurante. So the present of the verb ir is going to be, for both a future or place, and it's often with the preposition a. So if I want to say, for example, that I'm going to go to a place that happens to be masculine, then I'm going to use the contraction al. So let me give you an example. Yo voy al restaurante, because restaurant is masculine. So I'm not going to say yo voy a el estadio, but I am going to say yo voy al estadio. Or in this case, van al estadio. Van. Now we also have that if the noun is feminine, then we're going to say a la. So in this case there are no contractions, we are just going to say a la. So if we find a place that is feminine, for example biblioteca, then I'm going to say yo voy a la biblioteca, because it's feminine, right? Or la iglesia, in this case, vamos a la iglesia. Notice that for to talk about places or to talk about the future, we are always going to need the preposition a. So tú vas a, yo voy a, él va a, nosotros vamos a, ellos van a. Always with the preposition a. Okay? Good. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this is the next part, that is the verbos con cambio de raíz. And these are stem changing verbs that you need to learn in this lesson. There are certain verbs that when we conjugate them, they are going to have stem changings from E to IE, from O to UE, and from E to I. This is not going to happen in all the verbs, but we need to memorize the verbs where this change takes place. For example, empezar. We're going to change the E for an IE, and then I'm going to say, for example, yo empiezo, tú empiezas, él empieza, nosotros empezamos, ellos empiezan. Notice that for nosotros and for vosotros there is no change because of the stem changing verbs. But for yo, tú, él, and ellos, we have to change the E for an IE. Okay, now let's go with volver. So for volver, we're going to have the stem changes from O to UE. The same that in the previous one, the changes are going to be effective on the yo form, yo vuelvo, on the tú form, tú vuelves, on the he, she, or usted form, vuelve, but in nosotros or vosotros, we don't make any changes. We just conjugate as we regularly do. And in ellos again, vuelve. We have, for example, the verb morir, that is to die, that is another verb that changes from O to UE. And then we have other verbs that finish, that we have to change the E for an I. In the case of pedir, to ask, then it would be yo pido, tú pides, él pide, nosotros and vosotros, we don't do anything, and ellos piden. In the book you will see more examples about us, like the verbs that we have for E to IE, O to UE, and E to I. There are not too many, but you have to keep them in mind before you do your lesson test, where they are going to be asking you for the same verbs that change or that have stem, that are stem changing verbs. Excuse me. Okay. Now, there are also in this lesson we're going to also learn about the irregular yo forms. These are verbs that have irregular forms just in the yo form. We're going to conjugate, for example, hacer, poner, salir, suponer, o traer, and when it's the yo form, as you can see, is going to end then in go. Go, 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 go. So yo hago, yo pongo, yo salgo, yo supongo, yo traigo. And in these cases, the tú, he, nosotros, or ellos is not going to change, right? We keep conjugated in the same regular way, but when it comes to the yo form is what is going to change. Okay, it's time to start exploring this lesson for on VHL. Good luck. If you have questions, remember that you always can contact me.